The remote explosion of thousands of pages owned by the terror group Hezbollah in Lebanon is one of the most extraordinary intelligence attacks in history. Some 3,000 people associated or affiliated in some form with Hezbollah have been injured, some of them very seriously, with at least 11 deaths recorded when their pages exploded around about 3:30 p.m. in Lebanon. Those pages were given out to members of Hezbollah by the terror group when they recently ordered a new batch of them. Now, somehow along the way, it appears as if the Israeli intelligence group Mossad has intercepted those pages, has somehow placed explosives in them with a remote detonation device, and they have managed to explode them all together. Now, this is a remarkable event. We just haven't seen any sort of attack like this, not only in the Middle East, indeed in modern warfare, for Israel to be able to have done this secretly and actually had them detonate with complete surprise to Hezbollah is a remarkable achievement for Israel. But what will it mean? What will this mean for the Middle East, for Israel's low-level conflict with Hezbollah, and what will it mean for Hezbollah? Now, at face value, it could actually increase the conflict to a degree that Hezbollah has vowed revenge for what it sees as an attack by Israel, even though Israel has not actually admitted that it was behind the attack. But there's a couple of problems here for Hezbollah, because for a start, the attack on its members through the pages has clearly disabled, maimed even, many hundreds of its members. So its ability all of a sudden to carry out a military reprisal against Israel is very much diminished. Secondly, pages are all destroyed now. They didn't use telephones, mobile phones in the first place. That's why they went to pages, because of the vulnerability of being detected by Israel. So the communication ability of Hezbollah to coordinate and plan a reprisal attack is also very limited. And Hezbollah, as well as that, has been trying to avoid a full-scale war with Israel since the October 7th Hamas attacks on Israel last year. Since then, Hezbollah has been happy to have sporadic attacks on Israel, basically a couple of missiles a day almost, or drones attacked from southern Lebanon into northern Israel. Now, that's forced the villages of northern Israel to be abandoned, and that's something which Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, has said this week he wants to end. He wants to make sure that he removes the threat of those Hezbollah attacks into those villages in northern Israel, so that the population, some 60,000 displaced Israelis, can go back to their homes. Now, it's interesting that this pager attack appears to have been timed to mark the start of the Israeli campaign to try to get their people back into northern Israel. In other words, to remove the threat of Hezbollah rockets coming on an almost daily basis into northern Israel. Now, will this happen? We just don't know what the outcome of this is going to be, but there's no doubt this is a very big blow against Hezbollah by Israel. It will really unnerve the terror group. It sends a message in the same way that Israel's recent assassinations, again by Mossad, of the Hezbollah military commander in Beirut and Hamas's political leader in Tehran have sent a message that Israel can and will target terror fighters and terror commanders in their own homes, in Iran or in Lebanon. And that's a message which might make Hezbollah think twice about continuing to launch their sporadic raids on Israel, and even to risk a larger regional war with Israel.